Hello student, I am Professor Dash. Today's topic is number system and codes. In this session, we will discuss first number system. What is number system? Then interconversions of different number systems. After that, binary arithmetic. Then BCD code and its arithmetic, then XS3 code, and last part is gray code. So first start with number system. Normally, in case of digital system, data is represented by the binary digit 0 and 1. Which are known as a bit. The 0 and 1, this is called as a bit. And a group of 8 bit, that is called is byte. A group of 8 bits is known as byte. As well as a group of 4 bits is known as nibble. Okay? And the group of bits known as binary code. Now, come to the number system. What is number system? Basically, a number is a collection of symbols. Each symbol's value is a function of the type of the system and its position. Number systems are positional because the value of a system depends upon its position. So, how we can represent a number? This is a representation of a number. Look at this representation first. Okay. What is this? This is called the radix point. This point is called the radix point. Here is written, this number is written within a first bracket and there is written B. This B denote as a base of the number system. This B denote as a base of the number system. Now, after this radix point, the bits are S minus 1, S minus 2, so on, S minus M. Suppose M is the number of digits in fractional part. Okay. Now, before this radix point, start from this side to this side. S0, S1, S2, dot dot dot, Sn minus 2, Sn minus 1. Suppose n equals to number of digits in the integer part. Now, this is n minus 1, this bit. This is called the most significant digit, that is MSD. And this one is minus M. This bit is called least significant digit, that is LSB. So, after this radix point, start from this portion and go in this way. And before this radix point, start from this portion and go in this way. Okay. So, this is the representation of a number. Now, on the basis of the number of symbols and radix, number systems are classified in 4 types. Number 1, decimal number system. Number 2, binary number system. Number 3, octal number system. And number 4, hexadecimal number system. So, first come decimal number system. In decimal number systems, it consists 10 numbers What are this? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So the base is 10, as this is consist of 10 numbers 0 to 9, so base is 10. And the radix point of this decimal number is known as the decimal point. Okay. Now suppose we take an example, that is 555.55. The base is 10. So here we can know that from this base number, this is a decimal number. Okay. And the rightmost digit has the minimum value. It is known the least significant bit. And the leftmost digit has the maximum value. Hence, it is known as the most significant digit. That is the MSD. Now, what is the actual value of this decimal number? This is the radix point. So, first, before the radix point, that is the integer part, start from this 5. Okay. The weightage of this portion is 10 to the power 0. This second 5 is 10 to the power 1. This one 10 square. So write 5 into 10 square. For this 5, 5 into 10 to the power 1. For this 5, 5 into 10 to the power 0. Again I repeat, before this radix point, that is the integer part, start from this 5. The weightage of this position is 10 to the power 0. Why 10? Because base is 10. This portion is 10 to the power 1. This portion is 10 square. So the value is 5 into 10 square plus 5 into 10 to the power 1 plus 5 into 10 to the power 0. Now come to the fraction part. That is the after the radix point. Start from this 5 and go towards this way. First, the weightage of this 5 is 10 to the power minus 1. And for this position, 10 to the power minus 2. So, for this 5, the value is 5 into 10 to the power minus 1. And for this second 5, the value is 5 into 10 to the power minus 2. So, the total value is 5 into 10 square plus 5 into 10 to the power minus 10 to the power 1 plus 5 into 10 to the power 0 plus 5 into 10 to the power minus 1 plus 5 into 10 to the power minus 2. This is an example of decimal number. Now come to binary number. In binary number, it consists only two numbers, that is 0 and 1. As it consists of two numbers, so the base is 2 and the radix point is called the binary point. Now take an example, that is 1111.111. Similarly, before the radix point, that is the integer part, the weightage of this one is 2 to the power 0. Then second one, 2 to the power 1. 2 square, 2 to the power cube. So what is the value? 1 into 2 cube. Then for this one, 1 into 2 square. For this one, 1 into 2 to the power 1. For this one, 1 into 2 to the power 0. And for the fraction part, that is after the radix point, the weightage of this position is 2 to the power minus 1. For this position, 2 to the power minus 2. And for this, 2 to the power minus 2. So what is the value? 1 into 2 to the power 1 plus 1 into 2 to the power minus 2 plus 1 into 2 to the power minus 3. So it is the representations of a binary number. Now the third one, that is a hexadecimal number. What is hexadecimal number? It consists of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then 10 represent as a, 11 represent as a B, 12 represent as a C, 13 represent as a D, 14 represent as a E, 15 represent as a F. So 0 to 9, then A, B, C, D, E, F. It consists of 16 numbers, total 16 numbers, so the base is 16. And the radix point is known as hexadecimal point. Now take an example, that is 215A.268. This is a hexadecimal number. Why? The base is 16. So what is the value of this number? First, take the integer part. A means basically 10. The weightage of this position is 16 to the power 0. 5. The weightage of this position is 16 to the power 1. 1. Weightage of this position is 16 square. And for this 2, 16 cube. So the value of this part, 2 into 16 cube plus 1 into 16 square plus 5 into 16 to the power 1 plus A into A means basically 10. So 10 into 16 to the power 0 plus fraction part. The weightage of 2 is 16 to the power 1. Weightage of 6 is 16 to the power 2. Weightage of 8 is 16 to the power 3. So what is the value? 2 into 16 to the power minus 1 plus 6 into 16 to the power minus 2 plus 8 into 16 to the power minus 3. So this is the representation of a hexadecimal number. Basically, this hexadecimal number used in microprocessor kit, and this is called the hex keyboard. Now the fourth one, that is the octal number system. In octal number system, it consists 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These 8 numbers consist in octal number system. So the base is 8 and the radix point is called as the octal point. Now the example, 576.217 base is 8. So it's a octal number. What is the value of this number? For integer part, the weightage of 6 is 8 to the power 0. Weightage of 7 is 8 to the power 1. Weightage of 5 is 8 to the power 8 square. So what is the value actually? 5 into 8 square plus 7 into 8 to the power 1 plus 6 into 8 to the power 0 plus after the point, that is the fraction part, the weightage of 2 is 8 to the power 1 minus 1. The weightage of 1 is 8 to the power minus 2 and weightage of 7 is 8 to the power minus 3. So what is the value? 2 into 8 to the power minus 1 plus 1 into 8 to the power minus 2 plus 7 into 8 to the power minus 3. So this is the whole value of this octal number. This is a representation. Basically, this is a representation of this octal number. Now, come to the next part, that is the interconversions of numbers. We can convert any numbers from one to another. Basically, computer system process binary data. The information given by the user may be in the form of decimal number, hexadecimal number, or octal number. So, an understanding of the system operation requires the ability to convert the numbers from one number system to another. First, consider binary to decimal number. Take an example, that is 1101.1101. This is a binary number because base is 2. We'll convert this number to decimal number. Base is 10. Okay. So what is the process? First, before this point, that is the integer point, what is the weightage value? We know that For 1, weightage value is 2 to the power 0. For 0, weightage value is 2 to the power 1. For 1, 2 to the power 2 square. And for this one, 2 to the power cube. And after this point, that is the fraction point, the weightage value of 1 is 2 to the power minus 1. For this one, 2 to the power minus 2. For this 0, 2 to the power minus 3. For this one, 2 to the power minus 4. So, first multiply with the weightage value of each bit and then add the value. So, here we can see that 1 into 2 cube plus 1 into 2 square plus 0 into 2 to the power 1 plus 1 into 2 to the power 0 plus, this is the integer part, plus 1 into 2 to the power 1 plus 1 into 2 to the power minus 2 plus 0 into 2 to the power minus 3 plus 1 into 2 to the power minus 4. This is the fraction part. So, just add the value and we'll get the value 13.8125. The base is 10. So, the binary number is 1101.1101 base 2. This is the binary number and its equivalent decimal number is 13.8125. So, what is the procedure? First, multiply each bit with its weightage value, then add the value. And finally, you will get the required number. Then decimal to binary conversions. Okay. Decimal number is 21.625. This is the decimal number. We'll convert this number to binary. There is two processes. First process, 21. You can write this number in 16 plus 0 plus 4 plus 0 plus 1. This is the integer part. And 0.625, 0.5 plus 0 plus 0, 0.125. You can write this 16 by 1 into 2 to the power 4. 0, 0 into 2 to the power cube, 4, 1 into 2 square, 0, 0 into 2 to the power 1. And 1, 1 into 2 to the power 0. Similarly, you can write this part 0.5, that is 1 into 2 to the power minus 1, 0, 0 into 2 to the power minus 2, 0, 0.125, that is 1 into 2 to the power minus 3. So, what is the value? 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. It is the integer part, 0.101. This is the fraction point. This is the answer. This is the first process. Another process is this one. Mainly this process is used in our system. What is the process? We take an example that is 79.515. This is the decimal number. We'll convert this number to binary. First take the integer part, that is 79. We'll convert it to binary. The base of binary number is 2. So first divide this integer with 2. 79 divided by 2. There is a quotient value this and a remainder value. Quotient is 39, remainder is 1. Then divide this quotient with 2 again. So 39 divide 2, quotient is now 19, remainder is 1. Again divide 2 with 19. 19 divided 2. So quotient is 9, remainder is 1. Again 9 divided by 2. Quotient is 4, remainder is 1. Then 4 divided by 2. That is quotient is 2, remainder is 0. Now 2 divided by 2. That is quotient is 1, remainder is 0. Now 1 divided by 2. That is quotient is 0, remainder is 1. When we'll get the quotient value 0, then we'll stop. So What is the procedure? First, for integer part, divide the integer with the base value of the required number. Here the required number is system is binary whose base value is 2. So divide with 2. First 79 divided 2. Quotient is 39, remainder is 1. Then divide the quotient with the base value, and now quotient is 19, remainder is 1, and divide this process up to we get the quotient value 0. Now what is the remainder? 1 1 1 1 0 0 1. This first remainder is called the LSB, and the last remainder is called MSB, that is most significant bit or digit, then MSD, and this is the least significant bit. Okay, so this is 79 and its binary number is start from this portion because this is the MS bit 1 0 0 1 1 1 1. Here you can show 1 0 0 1 1 1 1 from this portion to this portion. This is the integer part. Now come to the fraction part, that is 0.515. Okay, so first similarly in integer part we divide with 2, and for fraction part we will multiply with 2. First multiplication 0.515 into 2 will get 1.030. Here the integer part is 1. Take the integer 1. Then multiply with the fraction part, that is 0.030. Again 0.03 into 2. The multiplication, after this multiplication we will get the result 0.060. Take the integer part, that is 0. Again multiply the fraction part with 2, that is 0.06 into 2. Answer is 0.12. Take the integer part, that is 0. Again 0.12 into 2, that is 0.24. Take the integer, that is 0. Then 0.24 into 2, that is 0.48. Take the integer value, that is 0. Then 0.48 into 2, that is 0.96. Take the integer value 0. 0.96 into 2, that is 1.96. Take the integer value 1. So what is the procedure? Multiply with the base number of the required system with the fraction part. Okay. Then take the integer. For first multiplication, take this integer. After that, with the rest fraction part, again multiply with the base number. Similarly, take only the integer part and multiply the base number with the rest fraction part. Okay. Now, this first integer part is called the MS bit and this one is called the LS bit. This is for the fraction part. Remember, this is the fraction. This is for the fraction part. In previous case for integer part, we can see that this is the MS bit, this is the LS bit. But here for fraction part, this is the MS bit and this is the LS bit. So 0.515 answer is 0.10000001. This is the answer. So total answer is 79.515. This is the decimal number and its equivalent binary number is this one. So this is the procedure to convert a decimal number to a binary number. Now come to next part, that is the octal to decimal conversions. This is similar like the previous one. Suppose we consider a decimal number that is 265.731 basis 8. So we can say that this is a octal number, we'll convert this number to a decimal number. Similarly, first multiply each bit with its weightage value and then add the value. So here the weightage value of 5 is 8 to the power 0, for 6 is 8 to the power 1, for 2 is 8 square. So 2 into 8 square plus 6 into 8 to the power 1 plus 5 into 8 to the power 0. And for fraction part, the weightage value is for 7 is 8 to the power minus 1, for 3 is 8 to the power minus 2, for 1 is 8 to the power minus 3. So here you can show that 7 into 8 to the power minus 1 plus 3 into 8 to the power minus 2 plus 1 into 8 to the power minus 3. And add the value, we'll get the decimal number, that is 181.92375. This is the conversion of octal to decimal. Now decimal to octal. This is the decimal number, that is 125.201. This is the decimal number and we will convert this number to octal number. First divide with the base of the required system with the integer part, that is 125. So first 125 divide 8, quotient is 15, remainder is 5. Then quotient is 15, so divide 15 with 8. 8 is the base number of octal. Quotient is now 1, remainder is 7. Now 1 divided 8, quotient is 0, remainder is 1. So here this 5 is the LS bit and 1 is the MS bit. For integer part, this is the process, and for fraction part, multiply with the base value of the required system. Okay, so here the number is 0.201. So 0.201 into 8, 1.608, take the integer, that is 1. Now the fraction 0.608 multiply again with 8, that is 4.864. Take the value 4 as an integer. And 0.864 again multiply with 8. In this process, this 1 is the MSD or MSB and 2 is the LSD. So what is the actual answer for this part, that is the integer part? The answer is 175. Point. For this fraction part, the answer is 14672. For integer part, you write from this part to this part, that is 175, and for fraction part you write from top to bottom, that is 14672. Okay, this is the answer of octal number. Now come to another conversion, that is octal to binary conversion. Take the example, that is 746.421 base 8, that is the octal number. To represent the octal number to binary conversion, the process is, first of all, for octal number, the maximum, the highest number is 7. To represent the number 7, we require minimum number of variable is 3. So here you represent each bit with each digits with 3 bit of numbers, binary numbers. That is, first 7. 7 means 111. 4 means 100. 6 means 110. Then 4 means 100. 2 means 010. 1 means 001. Again I repeat, you represent each digits with 3 bit in case of octal to binary. Now write down the numbers. 111, 100, 110, 0.100, 010, 001 is the most easy step. Just convert each digits with 3 bit of binary numbers. Now binary to octal conversions. Similarly, for binary to octal conversions, before the pointer, that is the integer part, take 3 bits in a section. That is 111, it represents 7. Then 010, it represents 2. Then 01. Okay, 01, you can add a 0 in this position. Then what will be the number? 010. It represents 2. Don't add 1. You should add 0 if you want to represent it in 3 bits. So 1117 0102 010, that is 2. Start from this position and go in this way. After the pointer, that is the fraction part, start from this position and go towards this position. First you take 3 bits, that is 011, it represents 3. After that 010, it represents 2 and 1. You can add 00 after this 1, not 1. You can add only 0 after this 1. So what will be the value? 4. So what is the actual value? 227.324. Again I repeat, before the pointer, start from this position and go towards this position, and after the pointer, start from this position and go towards this way. Okay. Now hexadecimal to decibel. This is a hexadecimal number, that is 823.351. 16 is a base, so we can say that this is a hexadecimal number. So what is the process? Similarly, like the previous one, that is multiply with the weightage value and add the numbers or add the values. First of all, A means 10. So 10 into, what is the weightage value of this position? 16 to the power 2. So 10 into 16 to the power 2 plus 2 into 16 to the power 1 plus 3 into 16 to the power 0. This is the integer part. And for fraction part, 3 into 16 to the power minus 1 plus 5 into 16 to the power minus 2 plus 1 into 16 to the power minus 3. This is the fraction part. And after adding the value, we will get the total value is 2595.20727. This is the decibel number of this hexadecimal. Okay. Now the next, that is decibel to hexadecimal. This is a decibel number 125.201. 10 is a base. So again divide the integer part with the base of the required number, that is 16 here, because the required system is hexadecimal. So 125 divided 16, quotient is 7, remainder is 13. 13 means basically D for hexadecimal. Always remember 13 means D. In case of hexadecimal, we'll write 0 to 9 after A, B, C, D, E, F. So here 13 means D. Then 7 divided 16, quotient is 0, remainder is 7. So this 7 is the MS bit and D is the LSD. Now for the integer part, integer is 0.201, so multiply into 16. The value is 3.216. 3 is the integer. Now 0.216 multiply with this number with 16, again the value is 3.456, the integer is 3. In this way, this 3 is the MSD and this 11 is the LSD. Same here, 11 means in hexadecimal B, so we'll represent it with B. So what is the actual number? 7D.3374B. In this portion, write bottom to top, that is 7D, and for this portion write top to bottom, that is 3374B, 0.3374B. Okay. Now the last one, sorry, this is not the last one. This is a hexadecimal to binary. The number is F23.6A1. This is the hexadecimal number. Similarly, in the octal, in case of octal, we represent each digits with 3 bits. Here, we will represent each digit with 4 bits. Clear? So, F means basically 15. We'll write 1111. 2 means 0010. 3 means 0011. Similarly, 6 means 0110. A means 1010 because A means basically 10. 1 means 0001. So, first you convert each digits with 4 bits in case of hexadecimal. Now, write the values. This is the final binary number. So, in case of octal, represent with 3 digit, 3 bit, and for hexadecimal, represent with 4 bit. Now, the binary to hexadecimal. This is the binary number. This is the binary number. Similarly, before the pointer, start from this part and go towards this. And after the pointer, start from this position and go towards this way. Okay. So first take 4 bits, that is 1110. It represents 7. Then 1001. It represents 9. Then 01. For make this 4 bit, you can add 00 in these positions. So the number is 0100. It means 2. For the fraction part, 0110, that is 6. Then 101. You can add 0 in this position for make it 4 digit, 4 bits. So 1010, it represents 10. Basically 10 means A for hexadecimal. So the actual number is 297. This is the integer part, 0.6A. This is the fraction part. So this is the final value of hexadecimal for this binary number. Now the next part, that is the binary arithmetic. The computer is a digital system that supports various arithmetic operations. Basically, it performs addition, subtractions, multiplication, and division over the binary data. To learn the basic circuits of a digital system, it is necessary to study the binary arithmetic operation such as a binary addition, binary subtraction, binary multiplication, and binary division. So first come binary addition. It is we take the example of 2-bit binary addition. Suppose A and B are the 2 inputs and sum and carry are the outputs. So first 0 plus 0, answer. Sum is 0, carry is 0. 0 plus 1, sum is 1, carry is 0. 1 plus 0, sum is 1, carry is 0. 1 plus 1, sum is 0, carry is 1. Always remember the table. Okay. Now take an example. The two numbers is 1011, 0111, and second number is 01110, First, add A plus B. So, first 1 plus 1. From the table, you can show that 1 plus 1, sum is 0. So, sum is 0. Carry is 1. So, add the carry with the next bit. Now, first add A plus B. Then, with the sum, add the carry. So, 1 plus 0. 1 plus 0, sum is 1. Then, 1 plus 1. 1 means the sum. Sum 1 plus 1. 1 plus 1, sum is 0. So, here write 0 and write the carry 1 here. Then 1 plus 1 sum is 0. So 0 plus 1 sum is 1. Write the carry here. Then 0 plus 0 sum is 0. 0 plus 1 sum is 1. There is no carry, so write here 0. 1 plus 1 sum is 0. 0 plus 0 sum is 0. But 1 plus 1 here carry is 1. So write down the carry here. Then 1 plus 1 sum is 0. 0 plus 1 sum is 1. And for 1 plus 1 there is a sum 1. So write the carry. 1 plus 1 there is a carry 1. So write the carry 1 here. And 0 plus 1 sum is 1 and 1 plus 1 sum is 0. There is a carry right here. 1 plus 0 1. 1 plus 1 sum is 0. There is a carry right here. This is the addition of binary number. Now come to binary subtractions. This is a table for 2-bit binary subtraction. A, B are the inputs and the outputs are difference and borrow. 0 minus 0, difference is 0, borrow is 0. 0 minus 1, difference is 1, borrow is 1. 1 minus 0, difference is 1, borrow is 0. 1 minus 1, difference is 0, borrow is 0. Take an example, that is 101001111 minus 01110101. First, you will do A minus B. Suppose this number is A and this one is B. And then A minus B, and you will get a difference. Then from this difference, you will subtract the borrow. Okay. So A minus B, then minus borrow. Okay. First, 1 minus 1. 1 minus 1, difference is borrow. Difference is 0. There is no borrow. 1 minus 0, difference is 1. There is no borrow. 1 minus 1, difference is 0. There is no borrow. 0 minus 0, difference is 0. There is no borrow. 0 minus 1, difference is 1. There is a borrow 1. So write here the borrow. Then 1 minus 1, difference is 0. 0 minus 1, difference is 1. There is a borrow. So write here 1. 0 minus 1, difference is 1. 1 minus 1, difference is 0. But here 0 minus 1, there is a borrow. So write the borrow here. 1 minus 0, difference is 1. 1 minus 1, difference is 0. So this is the answer of the subtraction. Now, binary multiplication. Suppose the multiplicand is 1010 and the multiplier is 1001. So first do the multiplication. So that is 1010 into 1, that is 1010. Then 1010 into 0, that is 0000. Then 1010 into 0, that is 0000. Then 1010 into 1, that is 1010. And then add this number using the binary arithmetic. Now binary division. This is the number 1001111 divided with 100. So first 100, take this 3 bit. The quotient is 1. So 100, there is no remainder. Then take this 1, write here 0. Then second number 1, write here 0. Then 0. And again 1, 100. Then subtract this number, you will get 0, 1, 0. Then take this 1 and again 1. So 100, the number is, after subtraction you will get 100, and then take this 1 and write here 0. So the quotient is 100011 and remainder is 11. This is the binary division. Now come to the next part, that is the BCD code. First, we should know what is code. Basically, codes are the representation of information in a particular format. The information may include numbers, alphabets, symbols, which man and machine can recognize. All the computer system understand only the machine code. The basic property of machine code is the binary in nature. So different codes are used to store and transmit the data efficiently. Basically, this code commonly used binary codes are 6 types: weighted codes, self-complementary codes, unit distance code, alphanumerical code, cyclic code, and error detecting or correcting codes. So first we'll come to the BCD code, that is the binary coded decimal code. Basically, it is a 4-bit binary coded decimal number. Each digit of the decimal number is represented by 4 bits. The digit 0 in BCD is represented as 0000 and 9 represent as a 1001. For representation of 4-bit BCD code, only we can represent 0 to 9. After that, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, that is 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, and 1, 1, 1, 1. These are the invalid BCD number. Because suppose we want to represent 15 as a BCD number, we should represent the 1, first 1, that is 0001, then 5, that is 0101. Again I repeat, for 4-bit BCD number, we can represent only 0 to 9. After that, that is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, we'll represent these numbers like this way. Like 15, first represent 1 with 4 BCD number and 5 for separate BCD number. So total BCD form of 15 is 0001, 0101. So we can say that an n-digit decimal number is represented by 4 into n bits in BCD code. This is a disadvantage, we can say that, because for 15, decimal number 15, if we want to represent it in binary form, just write down 1111. But if we represent it in BCD form, we'll write 0001, 0101. So we can say that the BCD code requires more space and time to transmit the information. So this is we can say that this is a disadvantage of BCD code representation. Now come to the BCD arithmetic. There are some rules. What are the rules? First, convert the decimal number into their equivalent BCD code. Then add the BCD number using the rules of normal binary addition. After that, check the result. If it is valid, that is less than or equal to 9, no correction is needed. Okay. And if the result is invalid, that is greater than 9, go to the next step. Otherwise, stop. And what is the next step? Add 0110 to the 4-bit sum to get the correct result. Okay, so this is the basic rules for BCD arithmetic. Now we'll take an example. Suppose, okay, here are the examples. Suppose the addition is 5 and 3. So first represent the 5 to BCD code, that is 0101. Then 3, in BCD form 0 0 1 1. Then simple addition will get the result 1 0 0 0. Okay, 1 0 0 means it represents 8. So it is a valid BCD number. So 5 plus 3, the addition is 8, and this is the BCD addition. But if we add the number 8 plus 5, okay, so first write the BCD number 8 for 8 1 0 0 0, then 5 0 1 0 1, then add the two numbers, that is 1 1 0 1, but basically it's an invalid BCD code. So add 0 1 1 0 with this number. Here we add this 0 1 1 0, then we'll get the result 1 1 0 0 1. After this is the resultant. So 0 0 1 1, this represents 3, and 1 we can add 3 zeros extra. So this represents 1. This 13 is the final answer. As this 1101 is the invalid BCD number, so add this 0110 with this resultant and it will be the final answer. Next point is XS3 code. Basically, XS3 code is a modified BCD code. It is obtained by adding 3 to each digit of the decimal number, and then it is represented by a 4-bit binary code. Okay. Suppose we take an example, that is XS3 code of 9. So BCD code of 9 is 1001. Then add 3. 3 means 0011. Then simple addition. Then this is 1100. This is the final answer. So we can say that 9 plus 3, that is 12. Then the binary representation of 12, that is 1100. Now gray code. First of all, what is a gray code? Gray code is a 4-bit numeric code. The decimal numbers 0 to 15 are represented by 4-bit binary code. This code is also known as unit distance code because two consecutive codes differ it only 1-bit position. We'll take an example, that is binary to gray code. How we can do this? Suppose 15 is a decimal number. First convert this number to binary form, that is 1111. Then we know the XOR, truth table of XOR, that is 0111. The output is 0111. Sorry, 0110. So what is the procedure? First write down the B3 position directly, that is 1. Then XOR B3 with B2, that is 11 means 0. Then B2 with B1 XOR, that is 0110. Then B1 XOR B0, that is 0. So again I repeat, first write down the B3 directly, then XOR B3 with B2, then B2 with B1, then B1 with B0. And this is an example of gray to binary conversion. So suppose this is G0, G1, G2, G3, G4, G5, G6, G7. So first write down the G7 directly, that is 1. Then XOR G6 with the previous resultant, that is 1, 1 XOR 0. Then G5 with the previous resultant, that is 0, 0 XOR, that is again I repeat, first write down directly G7 and then XOR the next bit with the previous resultant. Similarly, G5 with the previous resultant, do the XOR and make the answer. Okay, so this is the gray to binary conversions.